Hi guys, I am here as promised, reporting from Glasgow. We've just left the Glasgow High Court, and yes, as promised, I'm here to give you an update on what happened with this huge case that is satanic ritual abuse going on in the High Court. I'm just going to let a few of you jump on, but I've just taken a few quiet minutes back in my hotel room so that I can just get a bit of quiet time to come and let you know what's gone on. Now, I've not given any warning for this live, so don't worry if you don't get to watch it live, and I know you'll all catch up at some point, but I did promise that once I left the High Court in yesterday's post that I would update you, so that is what I'm here doing. Okay, so I'm not expecting a lot of you to be here, but I do know that you'll all get to see it at some point, especially all our lovely friends and supporters and survivors from the other parts of the world, the Australian and the US and all the other different time zones. So I know there's so many of you there. But welcome to those of you that can make this. Like I say, gave no notice whatsoever bar the post yesterday, but I just wanted to let you know. Okay, so I am in Glasgow with our UK team, and that's Mr. Pete Watts and Alison Hocking and Enzyme Media, aka Dom, and our trusty, loyal bodyguard. So we're all here. We were all here ready for court this morning, arrived nice and bright and early. I think this is something like our 5th visit now to Glasgow, overseeing this trial. As soon as we heard about this trial going on and that we knew it was satanic ritual abuse, of course we were all over it because this is something that is so rare and, so unusual, groundbreaking, in fact, that we knew we had to come and witness all of this for ourselves. So we got the first-hand information, not the second and third-hand and fourth-hand information that goes down the line through the the mainstream media and those that want things covered up. So we have been devoted to doing exactly that because this is huge. This is a huge step in the right direction for the exposure and the destruction of satanic ritual abuse and saving our children and our babies from these atrocities at the hands of these evil Satanists. So we're all here, the whole team, the whole UK team, and here we are again. So yes, we all turned up prompt to court this morning, very hopeful, because this was sentencing day again. The last one was adjourned, so we arranged obviously we could be here again. So how it went down, we were there bright and early, went into court, and the judge came out and basically set another adjournment. So you can imagine the feelings and emotions and everything that just run through every person sitting in that gallery, quite frankly, because there's us, there are the police that are gunning for these results as well, and rightly so, that have put so much work into this case, the investigation and getting the right verdicts and so on and so forth. So yeah, safe to say our hearts sunk when the judge started to say what he had to say. But as we know, this is the way it goes when it comes to our judiciary system. There are always delays and there are always so many different complex reasons. And witnessing this trial throughout has really given me an even bigger understanding of, even if you get to court, which so many of us don't with our satanic ritual abuse histories, even even if you get to court and you get past the CPS and you get accepted, you know, that yes, it can go to trial, you've then got so many, not necessarily hurdles because you're there and you're in, you know, you've got a trial like these victims did, you know, and have got their trial. Thank the heavens for them for that, you know. These poor little victims, these poor babies, they actually, you know, will get some justice, which is a very rare thing to be able to say for survivors of SRA. So, but once you even get into the court, they're not hurdles, but they're just annoyances and details and things that have to be, you know, addressed basically and dealt with. And then there's another formality and another formality and so on and so forth. So the reason for this adjournment this time is that once all the verdicts came in and these 8 defendants were found guilty of the worst atrocities, and that was another day that was celebrated, excuse me, I've just got something in my eye, that was celebrated by us all because the verdicts were more than we would ever have wished for, exceeded all expectations. So that was a very, very joyous day. Let's just, you know, say it as it is. We did come out and cheer as we were walking down the road, and, you know, I was just ecstatic when I sat there listening to guilty, 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 just being read off. And like I say, guilty counts on the really hardcore allegations. So that was fantastic. So since that, and because those guilty verdicts were so high up the ladder, if you like, of the crimes that were committed, the judge was then put in a situation where he had to, in order to be able to sentence these criminals accordingly and get them what they deserve, like the best sentences they could, the judge then had to assess an individual risk assessor for each defendant. So each defendant has to have a risk assessment report by an individual risk assessor, and apparently they're like gold dust and hard to get at the best of times, so then try getting 7 or 8. You know, you can see where I'm going with the task is enormous. Hence, the judge adjourned the last time till April 5th, where we are now. So, turns out only 2 of these risk assessments have been completed. So, there's still another 5 or 6 to come in. Why am I saying 7 when there's 8 defendants? I've got a feeling 1 defendant didn't need a risk assessment. So yeah, just bear with me on that one. They're probably looking at a lower sentence, to be honest. Right, so 2 out of 7, we need another 5. Did the judge today have the choice of sentencing those 2? Absolutely he did. But he chose not to. He chose to want to sentence all defendants on the same day at the same time. I think, and I'm not, you know, an expert in this by far, but my knowledge of what I've seen and my instincts are telling me that he wants to have all risk assessments in together so he can then look and compare and then make the sentencing accordingly. So, fair enough to the judge. I never thought I'd hear myself say it, but I do believe this judge is doing the best he possibly can by these children. I really do. And for that reason, I trust his decisions and his decision making. I've watched very carefully, like I do. I'm very hypervigilant, I'm very observant, and I can see when someone's not a good one, so to speak, most of the time. And right from the beginning, I just gave this judge the benefit of the doubt, and he's proved that that was the right thing for me to do, because he is making all the right decisions, he is making the right call. As frustrating as that is for us and the police and, you know, all the people involved in this, because we want to see these sentences so badly, you know, and we was really, really looking forward to seeing them today. So 2 risk assessments are in, another 5 need to come in. The judge has decided he wants to sentence these criminals all together. Okay, so he is pressing pause. We've been adjourned again, and the new date is the 28th of June. Okay, it's an unavoidable adjournment. It just is. So as much as these aren't hurdles in the way of, oh my God, we've got something else to get over and to have to resolve, they are obviously just things that happen that are annoying, that slow everything down, and yeah, put everything into a very long-winded experience. That is this trial, and there is many trials in our judiciary system. So that's the outcome of today, guys. We've been adjourned. We're back on June the 28th. In all fairness also, when the judge adjourned the first time, when we were there for sentencing, he did say that it's likely that he's going to be optimistic and say June the 5th, but it's likely that it may turn into June, the end of June. And obviously he was correct. He's been very realistic about this situation with the risk assessment reports. So my point there is, I'm going to be very quietly optimistic and whisper to you but actually I'm telling the world, I do believe that June the 28th will be the day. Okay, but regardless, one way or another, you know, as in, it's not a case of if, it's just a case of when. These satanic criminals that have harmed these children in the most horrific ways possible are going to be sentenced, and those sentences are going to be good. They've been found guilty, it's all done, it's closure bar this step. In the meantime, they're not out there walking the streets of Glasgow as free people. They're all on remand, so they're all imprisoned anyway. So looking at it all in that big picture, we can't ask for more than that right now with this situation. Everybody's playing their part, okay? So when I feel this disappointment of today, I have to remind myself, hold on a minute, Jeanette, the children involved in these crimes, the victims of these evil satanic crimes, if they don't know already, because they might, they will know at some point that we were here supporting them. And they will know that they can reach out to us as they grow and get older if they want support with their healing and so on and so forth, and to be in a community where we understand and we believe them and we know what they're talking about. Okay, so whether it's just they know or don't know, you know, and at the moment it's just healing energy we're sending them, one way or another, we have supported these wee little babies, these children, from beginning to end of this trial, and we will continue to let them know one way or another by supporting, exposing this trial and what they went through in every which way possible. And of course, we have all been through the whole trial just praying and praying and praying for the guilty verdicts, and the guilty verdicts came, you know, the right thing happened. Okay, so these victims, we have supported them, you have supported them. All of you that have donated to be able to get me here, you know, have supported them. We've all supported them in so many different ways. And that's what child victims of satanic ritual abuse deserve. So I just want to remind myself and you guys of that factor, because if we are going to achieve a fantastic result, but if we hadn't, still we would have supported those babies, okay? And we can absolutely be proud of ourselves for that, and knowing that one day they will know. The other thing is, when this is complete, we will be putting together a video that will show the whole story of this trial, and it will express so much about the progress we've made with exposing satanic ritual abuse to get into the judiciary system, okay? So what we will do within that video is it will be able to highlight how hard the judiciary system makes it for survivors. Now, this case has been a win, a massive win for those babies, and a massive win for the progress of satanic ritual abuse. But like I say, a lot of them don't even get there. But when they do, like this situation, the way that it's drawn out and the boxes that need ticking. And I know, of course, in this situation, it's going to be for the right outcome. But something is not okay within the judiciary system. We know that. We know about the corruption. We know about the satanic higher-ups and, you know, controlling everything. But the lower level part of the judiciary system that we're watching right here, right now in Glasgow, for example, it needs improving. Okay? It needs improving. So, sorry, I'm just going to bring that in a bit. So, the video that we'll do ultimately, and the fact that we're here going through this experience with, as it happens, you know, we can highlight within the judiciary system what needs to be improved on. You know, the fact that it was adjourned today, even the police that were involved in this investigation that we've built this rapport with, and we're now helping them learn in Glasgow about satanic ritual abuse, you know, all of that positive things, but they didn't even get the information today that it was going to be adjourned. So that's an example of where this communication and everything is still so difficult all the time. And of course, the judiciary system, the judge, he can't share too much with the police and so on and so forth because of the GDPR breaches and, you know, the data protection. Of course, all that is crucial, and I'm not disputing that. But was it necessary for the police to have to get all their team there again today? Have team on backup in case things, you know, got heated and, you know, so on and so forth. So could there not be some kind of communication where the police could have just found out, okay, it's adjourned, but turn up maybe of a few numbers? So, yeah, that's just another example, okay? We need to really get out, use this case as well to highlight the truth of the judiciary system in many forms. But that said, in this case, outside of the improvements, the judiciary system has done right by these children. They have. So can we just have a little bit of hope that there are still some unknowing good folk in these institutions? Yes, I think we can, and they're the ones, for example, that I'm now working with. the Glaswegian police, you know, to educate them on SRA and what's going on their territory, on their doorstep. So every which way, you know, we are trying our best to do our best and to do whatever we can for this cause, okay? So guys, can you please share this video first and foremost, because this is the update on the Glasgow satanic ritual abuse trial. One way or the other now, these children are getting justice. Not that it is ever going to make it any better for what they've been through. I know as a survivor myself, it never leaves you. You live with it for the rest of your life. But at least the children can know that the people that hurt them can't hurt them anymore. Because a lot of us survivors live with that fear, you know, that they could turn up at any time. So at least they'll have that right here, right now. And, you know, the people that hurt them are going to be going to prison for a very long time. So one way or another, what is happening here in Glasgow is huge for the future of satanic ritual abuse. We get this trial on the map, which is, it's on the map, just waiting for sentencing. Guilty verdicts are in. This will open the doors for so many other survivors of satanic ritual abuse to go, actually, I'm going to try and get my case to court. Because after this, the police are going to be hard pushed to keep closing these investigations for SRA survivors with stupid excuses. Like they did mine. After 18 months of investigation, I was basically told, well, no, your dad couldn't have driven a van trafficking children because he didn't have a driver's licence. Yeah, like that mattered back in the 70s when he was a psychopathic child murderer. Don't really think he's going to be caring about a driving licence. But apparently that was a reason to close my case down. And anyway, a couple of other stupid reasons, until I had the big visit from one of the higher-ups that come to me and said, let's just say this didn't happen, Jeanette. So, my point being, this will give other survivors more confidence now. Okay? We are breaking down barriers, and it's showing every single which way. Every single which way. We are winning this war. And that's starting to show now in the mainstream. I've said in quite a few of my previous lives in the last year or so, they are going to start throwing the middle tier under the bus. Can you see what's starting to happen with things like P. Diddy that's going on now? They are going to have to make more and more offerings. It's not just the low levels now that they will sacrifice, or they wait till someone dies like Savile and then they throw them to the, you know, to the public, Joe Public. No, they're going to have to be making better efforts. It's happening. It is going to continue to happen. We are winning this war against satanic ritual abuse, so continue to do your bit, whatever that is. If all you can do is share my videos everywhere you can, or talk to friends about it, or, you know, expose in whatever capacity you have in your world, please do it for the children. Lucille, you've been fighting so long for this, it will happen. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it is a snowball effect, and it's gaining momentum. I mean, my metaphor for the exposure and destruction of satanic ritual abuse is that train hurtling down the tracks. And oh my God, is it hurtling down the tracks. It is going at speed. They all know it, all the elites. They all know it. They're all starting to run for their bunkers. They're all starting to go back underground to their reptilian colonies. You know, they know. But they're not going to go down without a fight, and they're going to do as much damage as they can. But we are stronger than them now. The light is stronger than that now. We have exposed it. That was their biggest fear. Silence was their only weapon. It's game over for them. Just always remember, this is for the children. Okay, so when people try and mock you and laugh at you and, you know, they attempt to discredit, ask yourself this: why is someone trying to discredit a cause that is fighting for children? It's glaringly obvious, really, isn't it? I'm not talking about the sort of, you know, your neighbour where you might try and tell them and they kind of mock it and laugh it off. That's their fear. Okay, that's their fear. But when you get people that have got a bit of a following, you know, like we've had recently with the betrayal in camp with Mr. Joe Ward, who's now clearly gone over to the side of the Satanists. Was he always on that side? Probably. Done my big apologies for that, you know, because I didn't see it. But when you get these sorts of people that are trying to discredit a cause like this, it's not about me. Take my name off of it. This is a cause that is trying to stop children and babies from going through these atrocities. So when you see people trying to discredit, don't entertain them. They're on the wrong side of the fence. You just delete them, you block them, you get rid of them. There's no fence sitting, okay? I'm so intolerant of that. You're either on the right side or the wrong side. That's it. Don't bottle it and sit on a fence and watch someone that's trying to discredit SRA or my name or someone else's, another survivor's name that's had the courage to speak out. Hello? You know, and put themselves through hell. Just get rid of them and carry on. Okay, carry on. Think about the children. Stay focused. Survivors like myself that are in the public domain, we get knocked over and over and over again. Of course we do. Because there are some people that do not want me doing what I'm doing. And they have tried every which way to shut me up. It doesn't work. It's never going to work. And they know that. But you still get little minions that pop out and try and do their bit so they can get a bit more fame for themselves, hence the Joe Ward situation. He's a great example. Great example of all of the above. Textbook. Don't let anything get in the way. We are winning, guys. We are winning. The light is so powerful. Don't underestimate it. And every single one of you have got that light inside of you. Don't let your fears dim that. Fear is a feeling. It's not a fact. It's a feeling. And that's the darkness. Remember, you've got that light. We are the light that's destroying it. So, guys, thank you so much for everything you are doing on in whatever way you can. Just keep going. It's a rainy day here in Glasgow. I was so disappointed when it was adjourned, but I am going to stay very positive. It's been great connecting with you all again, guys. Please, please, can you share this? Get this information out and about, okay? And I will keep you updated. But yeah, it's June the 28th. By hook or by crook, guys. We're going to need your help to get back here again, obviously. But let's not even worry about that for now. I'm going to just unwind a little bit now where we are. Start thinking about other ways that we can start putting together our video that we will. We're going to put out a huge video that's going to be... I mean, it's going to be Enzyme Media's work, who is obviously amazing at this sort of thing. So that's his forte. Don will be behind the camera, and we will get this all put together, and then that video will go worldwide, and we will, with the utmost respect, use this case, this Glasgow case, and we will use it to its best potential to help our cause. Okay, if you missed some of this, guys, because it was very you know, I just jumped on, just go back and watch it from the beginning. It'll all make sense. I don't think it's very long, which is great as well for you, but please share it, please share it, please keep doing whatever you can, please keep sharing anything you can from the SRA page, and I will keep you posted regarding Glasgow. We'll get there, guys, and hopefully the next video I make from Glasgow, I will be stood outside the courtroom going, sentences were passed. And they will be very good sentences. I think at least 3 are going to get life. So yeah, hang in there, guys. We're winning. Stay strong. And whenever you feel that fear and you feel that doubt, you think about those children that you're rescuing, because children are being saved because of what we're doing. And so many more, because this is going to stop. Okay, so keep doing your bit. We're a collective. All right, lots of love, guys, and I will speak to you soon. Please share this, okay? And there we go. See you soon.